Was
Oh, he don't like his family. He do not like his family.
Asia culture.
It's just the fact that he's walking around this thing casually like he's walking through a museum. Just one dude that has all these women doing all of this, or even if it's a place where you have to be coupled up, it is actually, man, how many forces are is I was specifically talking about one, and it was clearly this thing has hands.
Blown exorcism, and it still didn't work. The Hinsdale House in New York is one of the most terrifying.
What it do, my good people? Welcome back to the channel again. So, shall we go see about some of the scariest places in the world? But before that, I want to give a shout out to my commenter, Carla. Appreciate every single comment to keep you boy motivated. And to you, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be featured in the next video, just drop a comment down there below, and I got you. And to my subscribers, man, y'all keep your boy motivated. I don't know how much I'm gonna keep saying that. And to you, if you're new, welcome. All right, so let's jump into this and see what we can find.
Appalachian Mountains, but I will never. Anytime I see a video about the Appalachian Mountains, whenever I go to sleep, this shit always pops up in my dreams. That's how I know that shit is evil. I just saw a video of a lady that lives in Appalachian Mountains. Her and her daughter were scared out of their minds. Now, mind you, her daughter is downstairs by herself. She keeps hearing a voice scream her name. Now, and if you know anything about the Appalachian Mountains, you know when you hear a voice, if you hear a voice, you are not supposed to answer.
You know, I've always heard like different stories about, you know, the Appalachian Mountains. It's such a tongue twister to say, and I've heard some real scary things that have happened up there, but I've never been up there myself. I don't know nobody personally. Everything I've seen is online, so I'll take stuff like this for a grain of salt.
To that voice. If you are inside and you hear that voice, you are not supposed to open your door to that voice. So the voice keeps on screaming. Then the voice changes into the girl's father's voice. Y'all ain't just hear what I just said, right? The voice she heard was her father's voice. She ran upstairs and told her mom. Her mom, panicking, calls the father on the phone. She's on the phone with the father.
You were inside a house and you hear something inside the house that sounds like somebody that's not in the house, and you call the person picks up the phone, and you don't hear them in the house, and you stay in the house. Woo!
While she's on the phone with the father, she hears the same exact voice. And then out of nowhere, she heard footsteps coming up her stairs, running up her stairs. So the father, who's on the phone, got her, listen, I'm on my way home. Stay in the room. Do not come out the room. This lady recorded this video where something was...
Oh, he don't like his family. He do not like his family. You tell them to go hide in the room and stay in a room, not look for a weapon, then go hide.
Banging on the door. Banging. When I say banging, I mean banging. Boom, 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 boom on the door. I might have to start a series on this shit, because this shit is the scariest shit I could have ever seen. These Appalachian Mountain stories are the scariest stories I could have ever heard. I don't understand why people live there. I don't understand how people live there. But I would never. I'm out. I don't know.
We step inside the infamous Tat Tak school in Hong Kong. Look at this. Wow. This is...
Man, first you have the force, the suicide force that they have over there. Then you have the suicide bridge. Now you have the suicide school. Man, whoa, what's going on over there? What's going on over there? This is, I don't mean to talk about anybody's depression or anybody's going through that will cause them to do stuff like that, but god damn, these are three different, what would you call it, landmarks where people are committing suicide? And their school though?
creepy. It's gonna get super dark soon. It's one of the most feared and haunted places in the entire city. One of the most chilling stories tells of a young girl who took her own life here, and to this day, people claim to see her spirit wandering the grounds, dressed in red.
It just feels dark and evil. I mean, look at the graffiti here from the other places we did. Like blood and looked like ritual stuff. It's bad. I don't know what this room was about. Someone took a bunch of things and just put it in this room to kind of chill. Let's go see if this is where the bathroom was, or it is. Oh, this was their theater. Holy. Not only was it a theater, but I did read up online that they were converting it to make a little like Hong Kong movie. So they must have took the location and made it creepy. I mean, dude, what the hell? So not only is it actually haunted, but they took some stuff and made a movie out of it. All the kids in there would...
Man, I can say these guys are better than me, man. There is no way I could pick up a camera and walk out in the middle of the night and walk into a building like that, knowing that a multitude of people killed themselves and feel safe at all. But these guys' balls drop way beneath their goddamn knees. Pause, man. Damn.
come in here to chill or maybe even eat, but they would definitely do their plays and all that stuff all right here. This doesn't explain where the bathroom is, though. Maybe here? I think this is it. I mean, if you're gonna kill yourself or and you're in a bathroom, I mean, this looks like people wouldn't even know. This looks like it. Yeah, this is the bathroom. What's that mean? I know there's gonna be like creepy spiders here. You can already kind of tell. So this is obviously where she would have spidered herself. These are the very old school bathrooms. So I want to check out these buildings right there. I have not been there. I know they're probably all empty, but it's still worth checking. I already see some spider webs, so I gotta watch out. Oh, some fake gravel, like rocks and debris. I mean, 700 students were here, so, you know, I can only imagine. Here's one last overview before we start. Here in the dark, all the railings are like rusted out. Plants, vines are growing right over this. I just feel like all the stories could be true just because of the Asia culture.
It's just the fact that he's walking around this thing casually like he's walking through a museum. People like this, I would just say they're built different. They are built different.
And how the spirits are here. Let's find out.
As night falls, the atmosphere here grows even more unsettling. With every passing minute, the place feels darker, colder, and more haunting. And we can't help but feel more on edge as we keep exploring.
There is a second floor bathroom where everyone thinks that's where it happened actually now. So, but there's no proof. It could be the other bathroom. But I just wanted to make that clear now because I just found out.
We're now setting up for a night of paranormal investigation.
They call you the lady.
Oh, they're setting up. I thought we'd just get the walkthrough. Oh my God.
In red, please, in this bathroom, share us your story on why you did it. And I just heard a man was here, and I heard war. Ain't that weird how it just said a man's here?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how accurate is this? Get out?
Get out. Get out of here.
Oh my God, I think it just said get out of here. Let's play it again.
From the male.
Yeah.
From the male it's like a male voice that said it.
It's not even like we're talking to the lady.
That was like a soldier that was talking to
No, I think they're angry. Hang on.
Sounds like
one more
angry
time.
spirit.
Alright, don't talk, guys.
Why are you guys still in that building? That it's full conversation that's being had. You guys can't even see them. But I get the point is to go in there because you guys are paranormal, whatever they call them. But
It said get out, and then it says get out of here.
Out of here, yeah.
Get out of here. Wow. So many people died here. It's very hard to figure this out. The other location where we think the ghost could have, or the lady could have killed themselves was down here. I mean, look how, this place is ridiculously scary. This is it. Dude, it even, it's a bathroom and it's abandoned, it smells, but
It has that rotten egg smell that like when there's something evil here. So I'm just saying, you know, it could be nothing, but still.
All right, this is the moment of truth for all of us.
During that time, we hit record but didn't capture anything. After leaving the room and later returning to check the DR60, we realized it hadn't picked up any activity. So we decided to continue the session and try again the usual way.
Nothing.
What?
If you are the lady in red who's been talking to us and even touched me, please tell us you're here.
Oh, I heard I'm here.
Wow. Okay. So it said I'm here.
You heard that, right? I'm here.
Yeah. That was good.
Creepy class A too. That was like a good I'm here.
If you did kill yourself in this bathroom, can you tell us why you did it? I think I heard one tiny word.
The only thing I heard was
After mine.
bathroom. I thought I heard her just
I think
repeat
I heard, like,
bathroom.
happy or something.
I heard, yo, it's funny because I heard happy, but then I was like, did it say bathroom? That's hard. So why would it say happy? This device is really good. This is called the DR60. It was made in Japan back in like 1980, and they discontinued it after 1 year. People say they discontinued it for so many different reasons, but a lot of reasons, and a lot of people still buy this device and use it, and why it costs so much is because you can talk to ghosts through it. Apparently it has a really low frequency or something different than other devices that allows you to hear ghosts. All right,
Yeah. I hear all of that. Why the hell are y'all still in there? The thing is talking to y'all. And if that's a real device that works like that and voices are speaking and I can't see who's talking to me.
We are about to leave Tac Tac School. This place is probably going to be demolished in the next 3 years or less, unless a company really does buy it out and keep using it for movie shoots. I don't know. One of the coolest ghost videos in Asia in general is this one.
We step inside.
This is absolute.
Nebraska is a very spooky place. Now, a lot of people don't realize once you get west of Lincoln, there is just absolutely nothing. You can go miles and miles without seeing a person, a house, a car, and there are some areas where it is just completely dark and quiet, and you are in very remote, very desolate land. This is why they call the place the Great Plains. There's also been a lot of strange and supernatural occurrences that have taken place in Nebraska. Now, one of the weird phenomenon that Nebraska has seen is these black-eyed children. There was a very famous report out of Valentine, Nebraska. There was this man who lived most of his life in and around Valentine. And one night he set off to go about an hour west to some friends' farmland that they would go out and go four-wheeling. So he sets off about 10 p.m. and he starts driving down this desolate, lonely highway. After about 30 minutes, he notices that there's this cemetery. It looked very old. It looked kind of creepy. As he's looking at the headstones, as he's driving by, he turns his head and immediately slams on the brakes because standing in front of him is this family. Looks like 3 or 4 people. He said as he looked closely at them, he could see there was a woman. She looked like the mom. She had this tethered, ripped up dress, this gray hair. She was pushing this old black looking stroller. And next to her was this taller man. He had on this button-up shirt, some suspenders, and dress pants. And there was also this young girl in this weird-looking dress. He said he noticed they didn't move. They were just standing there right in front of his car. They didn't even seem to acknowledge that he had slammed on his brakes. So he rolls down the window and he starts yelling at them to move. And they don't respond. And that's when they all simultaneously turn their head at the same time and look directly at him. And he could see that they have these solid black eyes. He said they began to make their way forward towards his vehicle. And they were moving very awkwardly, almost contorting their bodies. So he pops the car in reverse. He starts speeding off backwards. But he ends up going into the ditch and he gets his tire stuck and it's spinning out. Well, that's when he noticed his family starts moving very fast towards his vehicle. And soon they are surrounding him. They begin to bang on the windows. They begin to grab the handle and try and get in his car. And they are screaming, "Let us in, let us in." So he hits his foot on the gas and just speeds off out of there. And as he's driving away, he looks in his rearview mirror. And as he looks behind him, he could see there's absolutely no one there. So in the next couple of years, he tells people about this story. And he said several others claim to have seen the exact same thing of these people with solid black eyes standing in the middle of the road. Now, in Lincoln, Nebraska, there's something known as the Holmes Lake Fishman. The Holmes Lake Fishman is best described as almost the creature from the Black Lagoon. It is a half man, half fish-like creature that's said to live within the murky lake. Now, there was this couple one night who were parked out by the lake, and they were sitting there with their windows down listening to music when they began to hear the splashing sound in the direction of the lake. And as they look out onto the water, they begin to see sort of a wake. And rising up out of the waves, they see what looks like this half man, half fish-like creature that was glowing sort of this luminescent green color. And it had moss or some kind of seaweed hanging from its body. And it proceeded to walk out of the water over to the shore, and it began to pick up some of the fish that were left out. And as it grabbed these fish, it then proceeded to walk back into the water. And this couple was left terrified. They would never return to that lake again. And since then, many people have reported seeing this fishman of Holmes Lake. One of the other legends of Nebraska are something called the dawn crawler. The dawn crawlers are said to hang out in the cornfields, sometimes being taller than the corn stalks around harvest time. People often see these things running around cornfields, moving very, very fast. They're described as being very tall, skinny, pale-like creatures with these sharp teeth and sharp claws. And they're said to make these bell-like sounds that seem to put people in a trance or often cause them to feel sickness. And there was one particular story. There was this group of teenagers. They were driving one night on this back highway in western Nebraska. And as they make their way through these cornfields, they began to see movement. Something very tall was moving beside them in the cornfield. And all they could see was the top of some sort of head or something just bobbing up and down, in and out. They then see another one on the other side of them, and then a third one. And as they're driving, these things are keeping pace with them. So eventually, the one teenager, he stops. He pulls the car over to the side of the road. And that's when they could hear the movement through the cornfield. And out of the corn stalks stepped these very tall, pale white creatures. And they began to let out this bell-like scream. And it started to make all these teenagers feel very, very ill. So eventually, they are able to leave, and they push on the gas, and they get out of there. But as they're driving away, they notice that these creatures have now came out to the middle of the road. And they are just looking at them driving away. For the next several days, they felt very, very sick. So what do you think? Is Nebraska a spooky place? Nebraska.
Well, I can say I've never been out, only heard. And hey, if any of y'all come across this and experience anything creepy or have any sort of stories, put it down there in the comments. And for sure, I know I'll never be driving through Nebraska.
Is a very...
This video was filmed by
As someone who drives around Ireland very late at night.
Why don't people...
Is Hauska Castle really a portal to hell? The people who built it weren't trying to keep something out. They were trying to keep something in. Most castles were built to defend from outsiders, but Hauska Castle in the Czech Republic was built in the middle of nowhere. There's not a water source, there's not strategic value, no easy access, yet it was heavily protected against attack. And people believe this is because it was built on top of a massive hole in the ground. A bottomless pit that locals believed led straight to hell. And the goal wasn't to protect the land, it was to trap whatever was inside. When the hole was first discovered, prisoners were offered pardons if they agreed to be lowered inside. The first volunteer lasted seconds before screaming to be pulled out. And the really creepy thing is that when they got him up, he was reportedly aged beyond recognition. His hair had turned white, he was rambling about creatures with bat-like wings crawling up the walls, walls, and that's when people started to refer to it as the gateway to hell. Even creepier is that the castle's chapel is built directly over that hole, almost like it's a seal. And the windows are fake, it's just stone painted to look like windows. There was never any intention of anyone actually living here. It was a containment zone, not a home. Visitors over the years have reported seeing black figures walking the walls, hearing screams from the pit below, and seeing winged creatures flying overhead. There have also been reports of animal mutilations nearby, but no signs of predators. Honestly, I think they were trying to contain something that they didn't understand. And what creeps me out the most is that this pit is still there. Hauska Castle is literally open to visitors. Would you stand over the gateway to hell and look down? I just posted a new video going through a serial killer victim's diary. Is Hauska Castle...
I get stuff like this, but are people actually visiting these places and coming back with reports and putting them online, and people are actually reading them, hearing about them, and going there? Oh.
Control, and something far darker underneath.
The camera's actually active. There's people here. Just going inside some cult. Nothing new. What the hell? Now again, we don't know his true intentions, but he was trying to build some sort of birth cult sanctuary. So everything's supposed to resemble a vagina. A fertility ritual site. Can you walk in there? Was he yesterday? Yeah, he was. Just the whole architecture is cool. Look at down here. So apparently, like, the windows are supposed to be that shape as well, and yeah, I don't really know. He was on to something crazy, apparently.
Yeah, the nigga was horny.
Oh my god. Look at this. I don't know if I should have been in here by myself, but I'm going in. Look at their fireplace. You catch my drift, right? This is crazy. Well, someone definitely is here. Or a couple. Which we're not supposed... We can't be here this long. I gotta get out of here in a minute, but look at the circle. There's a piano right here. And then another fireplace. There's a camera, and the camera's active. The camera's actually active. We just found like a little hot tub or spa. And look at the shape of that. I mean, you can't even make this up. This is supposed to be all, yeah, like... Yeah, this is insane. This is actually nuts.
He was born inside a stomach was shaped like that, and that was his idea, of a womb.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Dangerous part about all of this, it's the water here. Apparently this water is so deep, no one actually knows how deep it is. And apparently people think it's more than 20 feet deep. And this is where apparently people were found and you know, got hurt or died and drowned. It's from this one. My thing is, why are there still cameras on here? Who's still here? Is someone trying to bring back this place? What's still happening here? The farmer's scared to come here. So much crazy stuff's happening. So Dan pointed this out. The reason why they're crooked and like they're slanted open on the roof is because the sun would rise on this side and then beam in there.
Well, the legend is that it's like the golden hour of conception.
Oh.
So when the sun would come up and beam through there, if you notice, where the light would come through, there's like jacuzzi areas.
Yeah.
My guess is they would be
doing it there, yeah.
And in hopes of conception, because to build this place
was for the birthing.
Yeah.
So one thing I said, I don't know if I said this because my brain's going crazy, is the owner of, or the cult leader or the guy who built this place, he would come here in all white, even to his shoes. That's what the farm guy said. Now, if you notice the entrance of the door that was over here that will lead us in, it has devil horns. So apparently, like, what do you think with all white?
I mean,
what does that you think mean?
Well, it's like this place.
Man, this must have been a real hard place to live in.
Every inch of this place is littered in symbolism, whether it be symbolism of birthing, conception, but there's also a lot of horns as you go into entrances or doorways, which to me represents some kind of devil, some kind of satanic.
Yeah.
He dresses all in white, and if you dress all in white, and I'm talking, head to toe.
Yeah.
Top hat. It's a top hat as well.
Yeah, his shoes are white.
His shoes are white. It's like a god status. He thinks himself as a god, and obviously he's built this place to bring life.
Yeah.
Now, does he see himself as a god, or does he see himself as a demon because of the
devil and
symbolism?
stuff.
One thing for sure though, I would not like him to catch us here, because God only knows what he'd do to us.
There's people here. I'm trying to look. I don't see anything.
But then again, if you think about it, it must have been, couldn't have been easy to get into. Because listening to the story of this, man, and if it's just one dude that has all these women doing all of this, or even if it's a place where you have to be coupled up, it is actually creepy once you look at the building and see how it's modeled off of a woman's. You know, there's so many things I could say about this, but YouTube, I'll just let y'all use your imagination, man.
Where's Dave? Unless you're hearing cows. Maybe she's yelling at something else. Maybe. But you heard it though, yeah? Explorers, when the sun comes in at 10 and 11, the light would shine through here into there. And this was an area where...
But then again, I really wonder what will happen if you wanted to pull out. You know,
conception would happen, and yeah, I mean, this is the baby making area. Seriously, right there. So it's kind of, crazy how we thought of that, actually. So we need to go.
No, we need to go this way.
We only know one way out.
like from what I see, there's many ways in.
Okay.
Please, just keep watching.
I do not remember anything like this. Wait, so the memorial for the kid that died from the water?
No, this kid was, I think, stabbed. He was a young lad.
Oh, man. The car, everything's good, thank God. All right, I mean, that was a crazy run and gun situation. Anything bad could have happened there. I mean, I actually felt like I could have actually been stabbed or hurt going to this location. So we just got stopped by the cops.
Yeah.
Something about there's a kidnapping that happened?
Later on.
What did the police say? There was a kidnapping here?
Yeah.
Inside the house? Of course the cult is gonna have the kidnapping. Built on belief.
Well, I'm happy they managed to get out and nobody got conceived.
Control.
Behind me is the most haunted island in the world, where over 150...
Okay, so I just got back from exploring one of the volcanic tubes at Mount Shasta, and...
This is one of Alaska's most haunted...
It's Saturday, I believe, and here's the truck I've been driving for the last few days for Wilson Logistics. This trailer just was assigned to us from Kraft over at the Kraft Foods plant, and we're delivering it here to what's called the Springfield Underground. And that is, as you can see behind me, this giant cave that's big enough to house hundreds of these trucks and trailers. There's a train track running through here. Just to give you an idea, back here, there's a regular sized truck. See how tall that is up there? It's just incredible. It's Saturday, I believe.
If y'all have any more information on that, I would love to know.
And
if you're lost at sea and you spot this floating beacon, you're already dead, because this beacon exists in only one place on Earth, Point Nemo. And it's not because of sharks or anything like that. If you make it here, you won't see another living sea creature again, because this is the most isolated place in the world. At Point Nemo, the closest human to you is orbiting above on the American Space Station. That's how far away you are from everything. Point Nemo.
Whoa! We're small as shit, aren't we? But how do they know that? Well, then again, shit. I guess I did this unintentionally to have you guys find reasons not to leave your houses. My bad.
Nemo is so remote that it's officially used as a graveyard for satellites. You might think, well, I'll just swim until I find land. But the nearest land is a deserted island. It's uninhabited most of the year, and it's literally 1,670 miles away. Even if you were some kind of superhuman, able to swim nonstop without ever getting tired, it would still take you at least 33 straight days of swimming just to reach it. And that's not all. Point Nemo is also home to some of the most violent storms and ocean conditions on Earth. It's not just about swimming. You'd also have to survive extreme weather without being smashed apart or dragged under by the waves. If you want to see what happens to this guy at Point Nemo, comment Part 2. If you
end up bucking up on it, we buck up on it, but did he survive?
Lost at sea and you...
New Orleans sits on a massive graveyard. The city's below sea level, so they can't bury bodies underground. Coffins literally float up during floods. Instead, they stack corpses in above-ground tombs called Cities of the Dead. But here's the terrifying part. After a year and a day, they crack open these ovens, sweep out the bones, and stuff in the next body. Same tomb, different corpse. Marie Laveau's tomb? Tourists leave offerings, but locals know she cursed anyone who disturbs her rest. The French Quarter isn't just haunted, it's built on bones. Follow for more. New Orleans sits on a map.
This is one of Japan's most banned forests, and entry into this forest is completely forbidden. The name of this forest is called Yawata no Yabushirazu. Located in Chiba Prefecture, you can expect it to be completely cut off with stone walls. It's an infamous location that is said that anyone who enters will be spirited away and never to return. I really like banned places, so I decided to take a train to Chiba Prefecture. We went to a place called Moto Yawata, and the station itself is pretty far from Tokyo, but once you get there, the forest is about a 5 to 10 minute walk. I kind of expected the forest to be a lot bigger, but once I got there, you can actually see where it begins and where it ends in this video. It really is just a small cut-off section of a forest in the middle of Chiba. The fact that it's next to the main road doesn't really make it that scary, but if you go off to the side, you'll see a sign with details about the history of this forest, as well as talking about the curse that is believed to surround it. When you get here, you'll see a torii gate that stands above you, as well as a little shrine, so I said a little prayer in hopes that there won't be any spirits that will follow me after this. And as far as other rumors go, some claim that the forest is haunted by a ghost of some ancient samurai. Other people theorize that there's a bottomless pit with poisonous gas within the forest. Whether you believe in these legends or not is completely up to you, but either way, entry into this forest is completely forbidden.
I was saying something similar about something like this, man, earlier on, man.
We got a story about a year ago that was really creepy, and this took place in East Texas. And this fella liked to hunt hogs. Hunting's kind of expensive, so he wanted to get him a nice thermal scope. You know, we're talking about a good one. They're about $5-6 grand to put on his AR-10. So he goes out there in this real thick piney wood forest. He puts his back against a tree and sits down on the ground, and there's glass in this area with that thermal scope. Well, he sits there for about an hour and a half and no hogs. So he's like, well, maybe I should move. So he's like, okay. He gets up, he moves about 150 yards away from where he was previously sitting, sits down, puts his back to the tree again. Now he's glassing in the opposite direction, looking for stuff. Well, about that time, he sees the heat signature of something moving. And he's like, oh yeah, pigs are coming in. This is going to be it. He gets ready. Well, he starts watching this thing. And at first, he thought it was a bear. But then he said the more he watched it, it wasn't a bear. He said it looked like a naked human, like a naked human being. And he said this thing was crawling on all fours, and it crawled directly to where the tree he was just sitting at. And he said this thing is getting its face up to the bark, and it's examining, and it's transfixed on where he was just sitting. And he's watching all this, and it looks like a white signature through his thermal scope. He said this thing sits down, and it puts its hands between its legs, and it's like squatting. And he says it looks directly in his direction.
Oh, no.
And he's like, oh, no, I think it can see me. And he said it looks up like a wolf is going to howl. But he says, it says, help. I need help. And he said it's in a woman's voice. And he said a few seconds later, it says again, I'm injured. I need help. Is there someone that can help me? And he's like, man, I don't know. He takes his AR off safety and he shoots around over its head. He doesn't want to shoot it just in case it's a person. He said it doesn't move. He said it breaks to the left and starts running. And he's trying to follow it, but there's all these trees and brush in the way, so he's losing it. He says he touches off another round. Pow! It's still moving. But where it's moving is the opposite direction of where his truck is. So he's like, I'm not messing around. He said he ran to his truck. And he ran faster than he's probably ever ran. He got in his truck. And he's like, I don't know what that was.
Never used a scope again.
Never didn't.
See, that would be
always
one.
like, where did it go?
Where is he?
That would be
God.
one I wouldn't go. I don't know if I'd hunt.
I get chill bumps every time.
I just got it.
Every time.
We got to.
Man, stories like that take me out, man. I'm a person, I do love to go camping and stuff like that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I love my old outdoorsy stuff like that. But when I hear stories like that, man, damn.
Story.
Goosebumps.
We were 6, but 2 of us left to go climb that mountain. Like, 2 of your guys went to that mountain. Alright, they're cooked. Bro, what? What do you mean? And I'm just saying they're deep fried. I mean, call it what you want to call it. They're probably by now. Bro, so are you helping us or not? I said what I said, but you know what? I will help y'all. So finally, they decided to head to that mountain together in this car. 5 guys in one car. I can tell y'all that they were fighting for their breath before even arriving. Back to the topic. They arrived to the mountain and they started climbing. You see the lights? Yup, those are the lights of the villages. Look how far they are. Oh, they kept walking trying to find the 2 guys, and finally they found one of them. He was hanging in a really weird way. So you know the guys, they were like, hey yo, you can release now, we got you. Oh, this guy while hanging, he was like, I can't release. They were like, bro, what do you mean you can't release? Just release your fingers, you will fall, we will catch you, that's it. He was like, I can't release my fingers. I'm really trapped, look at my hands. They looked at his hand, they looked at the cliff, all of it was red. If you know, you know. He really can't move, he can't do anything. His hands are hurting so much, he stayed like this for hours. The group is here for a long time already, and he just couldn't move. But when they all got distracted because they tried to find a rope, you know, something tall enough to bring him down, the guy fell. Like this was intentional. Something was waiting for them to get distracted enough so he can... This guy in front of the group as a warning. Thankfully, 2 of them caught him before hitting the ground. But when he got down, normally they asked him, where is the second guy? You know what he said? He said that the mountain separated us. This only means that the second guy is way more further than this one. When the group heard this, they were not trying to risk it. They were like, you know what? Something can happen to us if we try to go up. Let's just call the police. Then, remember the guy who's from here, from this area? Yep, he was like, yeah, funny joke. No signal here. Man, what? For real? I mean... Guess what? Let's just get back to the call.
See, that's the thing about when you go traveling with friends and you feel like confidence, especially to remote areas, man, and you don't know much until you guys get into some deep problems. As much as I would love to travel the world, I would never put myself in a position to be in a remote place where I have no sort of signal to get to anybody. That's a very scary situation to be in, especially there's 6 of y'all. You understand? And I'm pretty sure satellite phones are easy to get these days. But then again, some people just go out there for the full experience, right? They want to experience the fullness of just being out there, being remote, being off the grid. So I get that. But then again, when you don't know places like that, you can't just go there and expect to, you know, outcomes to be at the expectation of how you looked at. Sorry, y'all. The expectation of how you envisioned it. Sorry, my throat just. But going out into remote places as a group, somebody needs to have common sense to say that, hey, if anything happens, one of us needs to have contact with the outside world. That's it.
And head to the closest police station, I guess. Yeah, but hold on. If we all go to the police station, what if something like this happens again? If we are on the police station, if the second guy falls, nobody's gonna catch him. My idea is 2 of you guys stay here with the car, so if the guy falls and he's hurt, you can straight take him to the hospital. Bro, are you a genius by any chance? Did you got the power because you climbed the mountain, something like that? Nah, I'm seriously asking. Is he a genius, man? That's scary. 4 of the guys went to the closest police station and 2 of them stayed in a car. For a moment after, something fell and nearly broke all the car. Obviously the guy. But this leads us to another question. Why is this happening to the people who are trying to climb that mountain? Remember the name? Yup, the Haunted Mountain of Harfa. Locals really believe that jinns live in this place. Why are they saying this? Well, let's take this gate for example. This gate becomes the rock whenever a human being is approaching this area. And you need to enter this gate in order to climb the mountain. If the gate becomes a solid rock, well, you either can't see it because there are too many rocks, or simply you can't enter the gate anymore. People from these villages also hear loud knocking and music whenever night comes. Made it till here, thank you for watching 4 minutes, 4 long minutes. And you know, I don't want to be annoying or something, but you know, Discord link in my bio, go check it out. Thank you. Did you know?
This is me setting up motion-activated cameras throughout the Transylvanian forest that is often called the most terrifying and dangerous forest in the world. This is the Hoia Baciu Forest, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. I'm going to spend the next 24 hours here and show you what happens in this forest during the day and after dark. People from the nearby villages avoid Hoia Baciu because of countless frightening incidents and stories of mysterious disappearances. It was above this very forest that what many believe to be the clearest and most convincing UFO photograph ever taken was captured. Twisted trees, eerie sounds and creaking noises, mysterious fog. I experienced all of it during my 24 hours in this Transylvanian forest. You can still see scorch marks on some of the strangely shaped trees, even though there haven't been any forest fires here for many years. And this is the most anomalous clearing in the forest, perhaps even in the entire world. It lies in the middle of dense woodland. Nothing grows here. Animals avoid this circular patch of land as well. There are no birds, no insects, and virtually no signs of life. Local residents believe this clearing may have served as a landing site for extraterrestrials, but the strangest part is something else. Every tree surrounding the clearing leans toward it, as if being drawn to it. Perhaps they're simply reaching for sunlight. In 2010, the Hoia Baciu Forest was entered into the Guinness World Records as the most haunted forest in Europe. After recording throughout the night, my cameras captured a deer and a strange light that appeared to streak across the sky above the forest at high speed. What it actually was is for you to decide. To avoid getting lost in complete darkness, I marked my route with fluorescent trail markers, and thanks to them, I was able to find my way back out of the forest. This is me setting up
Could never be me, man. Sometimes can never be me.
Activated camera.
Haunted Japan, Oiwa Shrine in Kyoto. Hidden in plain sight in the city, on a small mountain, you can find a shrine that now lies abandoned. Even on a hot summer day, I immediately got goosebumps when I entered the bamboo forest. As you walk along the—
Man, how many forests I was specifically talking about one. And it was that one that I think Logan Paul went into one, disrespected the dead. But I seen documentaries on that before he did that stupid shit. But I didn't know that there was this much.
Trail, you will eventually come across another torii, and once you take a closer look, you'll see that a lot of the structures here are falling apart. A couple of the torii have a unique design. They were donated by an artist named Insho Domoto, who was born in 1891. He donated the 2 torii gates for the sake of his mother, who was ill. At its prime, Oiwa Shrine was known as a place to pray for the cure of diseases like tuberculosis. Although the shrine's original documents were destroyed in a forest fire a few hundred years ago, making lots of its history unknown, we do know that there
Oh, so this is more of a shrine rather than people who went into this place and killed themselves. All right, my bad.
are 2 gods enshrined here, Oiwa and Koiwa, large and small stones. In recent years, the shrine no longer has a Shinto priest to care for it, and the locals do what they can, but sadly not every shrine can be saved. It does look like someone still comes up to feed the cats, though. Some say it's haunted, and that's why they couldn't find a priest to care for it. People have
So I guess not my bad because it got abandoned.
reported seeing orbs around the pond at night, or even hearing loud footsteps and branches breaking, like someone is purposely stomping on them. There's no doubt the shrine has a mysterious feel to it. With all of the foxes, Oiwa Shrine has a similar feel to Fushimi Inari, one of Kyoto's most famous shrines, but the atmosphere here is much darker. Foxes, by the way, are the messengers of Inari, the god of harvests. Whether you visit during the day or night, be wary of falling trees, and in the summer be careful of the usual critters like centipedes, hornets, and lots of mosquitoes. There were also many signs warning of mamushi, pit vipers, so Will you be making the journey here anytime soon? Haunted.
Hell no.
This house was so violently haunted, a priest had to perform a full-blown exorcism, and it still didn't work. The Hinsdale House in New York is one of the most terrifying haunted homes in America. In the 1970s, the Dandy family moved in and were immediately tormented by unexplained footsteps, chanting in the woods, shadow figures, and levitating objects. Things got so bad the family called in a priest. He performed an exorcism right.
Why do people not just leave? Why? Oh.
Inside the house, but the spirits never left. In fact, investigators say the haunting only intensified. People still report being scratched, seeing apparitions, and even losing time. Some say the land itself is cursed. Others believe something demonic is still inside. Would you spend the night here? Because I did. And what we caught on camera will make your skin crawl. This house was so violent.
Second most scary building in Cleveland. This motherfucker right here. Man. Stay away and out of that building.
If y'all know something about that building, let me know. Let me know.
Second.
In the remote stretches of the Russian wilderness, Travis, a farmer and a devoted lover of nature, captured an eerie video that has puzzled viewers. Each evening, as part of his routine, Travis would take a walk around his property, checking locks and enjoying the tranquility of his surroundings. However, recent events had marred this peaceful ritual. One night, as he strolled through his garden, a series of strange noises broke the silence, emanating from the old barn on the edge of his land. Driven by curiosity, Travis approached the barn to investigate the source of the noises. It seemed as though some unseen creature had taken refuge inside.
В сарае опять гости. Шелестит, бренчит. Опять он спрятался вон там. Тут на чердаке. Тихо, 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 эй. Кидается, пытался с ним поговорить, он ни в какую не хочет. Вообще близко к себе не подпускает. Эй! Давай давай дружить. Ух ты, ёптать.
What the? Yo.
Покажись. Не кидайся только ничем. Йоу.
Clearly this thing has hands.
Despite his attempts to scare it off, the creature remained stubbornly elusive, unresponsive to his efforts.
Сейчас вот взял бутылку вот эту вот. Сейчас ему попробую подать. Эй! Эй, я не хочу, я не собираюсь себе зла причинять.
Feeling a mix of frustration and unease, Travis decided to leave the mystery unsolved for the night. retreating back to the safety of his home. The next morning, he returned to the barn, only to find it empty, as if the creature had vanished into thin air. Silence reclaimed the barn for a week, until suddenly, the same disturbing sounds pierced the night once again.
Whoa! Может, тебе что-нибудь...
This time, armed with his camera, Travis ventured out with a resolve to document whatever lurked within. As he neared the barn, the creature inside seemed more aggressive than before.
Эй, так сильно не шуми. Воу!
Сундук скинул, блядь.
Эй, ты где? Эй, я тебя не трону, не подходи. Ничего тебе не сделаю.
Forcing Travis to hastily retreat and rethink his strategy.
Man, y'all playing with my emotions, man. Stop playing with my emotions.
In the video, the tension escalates quickly as Travis narrates his encounters. He tried various methods to lure or identify the creature, but each attempt ended in failure, deepening the mystery.
А ну бегом вылазь. Выходи оттуда, я тебе сказал. Задурел же. Я тебя запущу, я тебя сейчас запущу.
The creature showed itself only in brief glimpses and through unsettling guttural noises that chilled the night air. As the video nears its end, Travis reveals to his viewers that he eventually gave up trying to confront the elusive being. Despite several more visits to the barn, the creature never appeared again. Seeking insights, Travis shared the footage online, hoping fellow farmers or anyone familiar with the wilderness might identify the mysterious visitor. Yet, despite the collective efforts, the nature of the creature remained a mystery, leaving viewers and locals alike to speculate wildly. The video concludes abruptly, leaving a haunting question unanswered and the viewers clinging to the edge of their seats, wondering what might have been lurking in the shadows of that old barn.
Wow, man. Jesus. What do y'all think? Do y'all think this is fake, or do y'all really think he's being pesterized by an unknown creature? Because that thing sounded real, and he has hands because he's throwing objects. But I'm not gonna people, so that's gonna do it for this one, man. Sometimes I really wonder if I'm concerned about my sleep, but in all entertainment for y'all, man, I ain't worried. Either way, I hope y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe to you that's not subscribed as yet. Hit that subscribe button, man. You guys trying to reach that 1,000 before the year is done. But either way, man, I hope y'all enjoy this, and till another one, y'all already know. Doses.